Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today will be big box store plant shopping at Lowe's out in Prosper, Texas. As always, please make sure you are pressing that thumbs up or like button for this video. I know you want to, I know you need to, so please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up button for this video, as well as give me a follow on Instagram at Grow Folds. That's the fastest and most direct way to get in touch with me. You can see it is a beautiful late afternoon. I just got off of work and I wanted to go ahead and check out this Lowe's location before I headed home to see what kind of plants that they have to offer. I'm going to show you some outdoor garden plants, but the main event is definitely going to be the indoor tropical plants. So stay tuned till the very end of the video to see what plants I will find, and maybe, just maybe, I may end up buying a plant. I've been really good about just managing my finances and my budget because I did spend quite a bit of money when I went to PlantCon 2025 in Houston, Texas. But you can see this is one of my favorite Lowe's to go to because it is in close proximity to where I am based at. For those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome. And before we get into the actual plant shopping video, I did want to show you this plant soil that I have been using called Classy Rabbit soil. If you have not heard of Classy Rabbit soil is actually a local business based out in McKinney, Texas, and it actually features rabbit manure as one of the main ingredients. My question is, have you pooped on your plant today? Because if you have not pooped on your plant today, plant foldies, you must try pooping on your plants. This is one of the best soils I've ever used. You can see that I am actually potting up one of the Aglaonema that I bought from another local plant shop called Peta's Planters. You can see that the soil is super chunky. All of the ingredients are 100% naturally sourced. A lot of the ingredients includes obviously rabbit manure, pumice, rice hull, and also composted food waste. So this actually is naturally sustainable. I love the fact that this is a local small business, and I definitely believe in the product. You know, I've been talking about Classy Rabbit soil for quite a while, and you know, for those that have been following my big box or plant shopping videos, know that I've actually given up on soil substrates for a while, and then I started potting up a lot of my plants in semi-hydroponic substrates like Lechuzapon or Leca. But Classy Rabbit soil has pretty much revived my confidence in soil because it is fast draining, it still retains moisture. And for those that also follow my journey with plants, I love Aglaonemas, and I end up getting Aglaonemas from overseas. So you'll see that I have potted up this Aglaonema, and you can see how fast draining the soil is. If you have not tried a bag of Classy Rabbit, I would really highly suggest at least giving it a try. You know, not everybody is into soils, but I do feel like every single penny you use to buy Classy Rabbit soil is definitely worth it. Your plants are absolutely going to love it. Several plant foldies and my viewers have actually tried this soil. They really love that it is fast draining and it helps really establish the roots because it has some natural mycorrhizae that really creates a very suitable environment for the plant's roots. And then you can see right here, this is the bag of Classy Rabbit soil, and I love the fact that this is another amazing soil that I ran into, and the fact that it is a local small business out in North Dallas in McKinney, Texas makes it even better. Please shop classyrabbitsoil.com. Use the promo code GROWFOLDS to actually get a free bag of soil conditioner. You just have to add the Classy Rabbit soil plus soil conditioner and use that promo code GrowFold. So anyways, as you can see right here, plant foldies, we are about to enter this Lowe's location. So a couple of life updates. You'll notice that I haven't been as consistent about doing big box or plant shopping videos. I do apologize. You know, things have just gotten super busy with work. And for those that did not know, this past weekend, I actually had my little babies out roaming. So if you guys don't know, I actually have two baby chickens, a barn rock hen, as well as a Rhode Island Red. I called my babies Catriona and Charlotte. Well, there was an actual hawk that almost got both of my little baby chickens. One went missing for a good 3 hours, but I did want to just shout out Luke for saving my little baby chickens. He did not give up on searching for Catriona. What he did was he actually took Charlotte, my barred rock hen, baby chicken, and she kept on making little calling noises, and eventually we heard another calling noise from my neighbor's backyard. Luke jumped over the fence, and lo and behold, he found Catriona there. So so thankful that the hawk did not actually make my babies prey. And now I know that if I'm going to let my babies out and about, my baby chickens out and about, I have to be out there with them. I did end up getting a coop with a little mesh that covers that area, so they will be protected from aerial predators. So thank you to the plant foldies that actually gave me their concern, gave me positive vibes. And you know, when it comes down to it, miracles really do happen, because I really did think that Catriona, my baby chicken, was a goner. So just a little life update. I know that a lot of you guys like to follow my life as well as outside of just the big box store plants I feature, but let's talk about the plants. Let's talk about these plants. So you'll see that I am featuring some crepe myrtles. Crepe myrtles are flowering trees or shrubs that actually start to post up and actually bloom around this time of the year. They really like hot weather, and so with Texas having very hot summers, this is one of the plants that does extremely well. Actually, crepe myrtles don't like really wet environments because they are more susceptible to mildew. So hot summer, full sun actually does well for crepe myrtles. They're actually pretty drought tolerant as well. And then you'll just see right over here, I'm gonna spin around and just show you some of the succulents and cactus. One thing I also love about Lowe's is that they always have full and stock plants, whether it's in the indoor tropical plant section, which we are going to get into, so stay tuned for that, but the outdoor garden section. Most Lowe's also have very healthy looking plants. I would even say that whenever you're going big box or plant shopping for garden plants, I would definitely recommend Lowe's because they have really good merchandising. You can see right here, we have some tropical patio plants. We've got a lot of mandevilla flowers, which are offered by Costa Farms. So not only does Costa Farms offer indoor tropical plants, they also have all of these outdoor patio tropical plants. So mandevilla flowers, we've got bird of paradise, we've got some crotons and cordyline plants, which we will be looking at. But it is a beautiful late afternoon in North Dallas. And you know, as far as going big box store plant shopping, plant foldies, I mentioned this in so many of my videos, but a lot of this is very therapeutic for me. While I may not actually be buying plants at Lowe's, I do love the fact that I can just walk around here with my phone, film some plants, and really practice mindfulness and just really enjoy the beautiful leaves. So you can see proven winners, heart to heart caladium hybrids, $6.97, I believe. These are some of my favorite plants to look at. I love caladiums. Caladiums are very colorful plants. This one is the Caladium Radiance by Proven Winners plants. Now, Proven Winners plants, whether it is outdoor gardening or indoor tropical plants like the Proven Winners Leaf Joy series, you can see that their caladiums are just stunning. I love the fact that that red veining just looks like it is bleeding across the leaf, and it is just another work of art. It just really looks like somebody had painted these leaves with watercolors. I love it. And you know, as far as this particular caladium, Proven Winners plants for the garden are actually really good hybrids because they really get the good genetics for these plants. So not only are they drought tolerant, they're a little bit more sun tolerant, and they are adaptable to becoming a houseplant. Now, as far as caladiums, they tend to do much better outdoors in a shaded area versus indoors, because caladiums are plants that they will go dormant. So if you don't have enough heat in your space indoors, if they don't get enough light, they will go dormant. But as far as caladiums, I wouldn't mind trying to grow them as an indoor plant. However, as we've talked about this in a lot of my big box or plant shopping videos, it is all about moderation. You know, there is a question of whether you are a plant enthusiast, a plant collector, or a plant hoarder. I would go out and say that I am a plant hoarder at this point because I cannot stop myself from buying aglaonemas. And you already know, aglaonemas are my favorite plants. I talk about aglaonemas all the time. I'm pretty sure some of you guys are tired about me talking about aglaonemas, but I really do believe that particular house plant is so underrated. So again, please use the hashtag popularize aglaonema because we need to get that trending. Another plant that I would also like to get trending are lantana. So you can see all of these beautiful flowering ground cover lantanas. They're super heat tolerant and drought tolerant, very fast growing plants. So if you ever have an area where you want to get some blooms, they're also perennial, so they come back year after year. Grow lantana. Now this is literally the first time I've ever seen a Tradescantia nanook for in a hanging basket. This is only for $19.98, and I was super tempted. I may come back for a hanging basket of Tradescantia nanook. I mean, look at this. Plant foldies, leave in the comment section if you think this is stunning. Please leave in the comment section if you would buy this hanging basket of a Tradescantia nanook offered at Lowe's location. I mean, this is such a beautiful plant. I love the pink coloration on it. I remember Tradescantia's nanook back in 2000, just back in 2020, and just, you know, a couple years back when the pandemic hit. This plant for just a cutting was already expensive, and now 5 years later, this plant can be found at a big box store, and I love it. You can see that they do have hanging baskets right here, and we also have beautiful hanging baskets of these begonias, these wax begonias. I love the fact that they have such beautiful, precious looking flowers, and for $12.97, that is a nice annual plant that you could have. And then we also have Croton petras. You know, with crotons, I love them, but they really are meant to grow as like an outdoor tropical plant versus trying to grow crotons indoors. They're just more challenging because they need all of that light. If you don't give them enough light, they will drop their leaves. If you are not consistent with the watering, they will drop their leaves. They will tell you if they are unhappy in terms of a plant. But crotons, they remind me of my home country where my family is from, the Philippines. Proud Filipino American here. I have to always shout that because you know, with today's climate right now, with whatever is going on in the United States, it is still very much important to celebrate diversity and really just be proud of your heritage. And, you know, as far as a lot of Filipinos, there are a lot of Filipino content creators that create content for plants, but more so, a lot of these plants that we are looking at as indoor tropical plants are endemic to a lot of Southeast Asian countries like the Philippines. Like croton plants, they are literally full-blown trees in the Philippines, and if you could just see the mature versions of them, I would recommend checking out my playlist of my vacation of plants that I filmed while I was out in the Philippines literally last year. I would love for y'all to see what they look like in their native habitat. But as far as these plants right here, I'm just going to walk around and show you a lot of these outdoor ground covers, and then we are going to mosey our way into the indoor tropical plants, because specifically in today's video, I want to feature Live Trends design plants and urban jungle plants and really talk about the stylistic approach, the style aesthetics for plant styling. So definitely stay tuned for that. But I'm just going to walk around here and just show you all the other plants that they have in the outdoor section. Plant foldies, you can see this massive Aglaonema silver bay right here. I absolutely love Aglaonemas, and this is a classic Aglaonema. It is one that I often talk about just because I know that this is a plant that is often overlooked. And you can see right here, $49.98. It is a big plant. It is one that for care tips, you just have to wait till the soil is completely dry, water it, and you can still put it in a lower light condition. This is drought tolerant, low light tolerant. The greener varieties of Aglaonemas are a little bit more hardy, and the Aglaonema silver bay has a beautiful silver metallic tone about it. And if you have a darker space, this is one of the plants I would recommend that you can still put in there and fill up a space with such beautiful foliage. If you haven't already picked up an Aglaonema, I would highly recommend it. And then you can just see right over here, lots of plant products. So we've got different types of soils, different types of soil substrates. Lowe's is a place that if you are looking to save some money, if you want to do some plant shopping and also plant accessories, this is where you want to get your plant supplies. Lots of different types of fertilizers. You've got Miracle Grow, you've got organic options as well. And as far as all of the organic options, I love using worm castings to mix into my actual soil substrates. Really like that because I feel like it does help with the mycorrhizae and just really creates a suitable environment for the roots to really develop and become strong. And then you can just see right over here, we've got some more substrates and things that you can mix in your soils. But it's a beautiful afternoon. You can see that the outdoor section has so many different types of plants to pick from, and we are about to walk into the indoor tropical section. But I did want to go walk over here again, plant foldies, and take a look at the beautiful begonias and then the hanging baskets of like Tradescanthia nanook. I just couldn't believe that they actually had Tradescanthia nanooks in hanging baskets, and it is only for $19.98. Unfortunately, I didn't end up buying it because I actually have Tradescanthia nanook propagations that I took earlier this year, and that pot of Tradescanthia nanook have actually grown very well. I actually have it growing in full sun, but let's take a look at how beautiful the pink variegation is on this particular Tradescanthia. Let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, what you think of this particular plant. Would you buy it? Is it something that you would add to your plant collection? Because when it comes to pink plants, that is one that I will always recommend because I just love pink plants. And that's the reason why I like Aglaonema a lot, because there's so many pink varieties. But this is my favorite Tradescanthia. I mean, you can look at this right here. The foliage is large. You can take a cutting. You don't even have to put it in water. You can just stick it straight into soil and it will root for you. And I mean, I've never really seen hanging baskets of Tradescanthia nanook, so that is always a surprise for me. It is a pleasant surprise. It's one that makes me super happy because why not have pink plants to look at. This is another plant find whenever you go to big box stores, and that's what makes it exciting, is just being able to go to big box stores and not only go window plant shopping, but just find different types of plant finds that you may not necessarily expect. That's what makes shopping in general exciting, because you might have a budget, you might have some type of idea of what you want to buy, but you never know. Those impulse buys happen because you find plants like the Tradescanthia nanook. And you can see right over here, this is the dragon wing begonia, beautiful foliage, and I love the pink flowers right over here. Lowe's is always going to have very good and consistent in stocks when it comes to plants, and it's one where I would always recommend you going.
Hey guys, I'm Janae from Janae Simone.
I'm Steve from I Love Plants.
And I am Richie from Grow Folds, and we are
Cultivation Corner. We are so excited. We have a plant podcast. We talk about any and everything, all things plants, and we premiere every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube at cultivation_corner. So be sure to tune in and watch us.
Follow us also on Instagram, and be sure to share our videos and our episodes with all of you plant lovers. We need more cultivators, right,
Yes.
Steve?
Yes, we do. So what are you going to do? You're going to share the video. That's
have
what you're
to.
gonna do.
Have to. Today. All right,
Today.
guys. We'll see you on the next one. If you haven't already and you made it this far into the video, after this video, please make sure you do a search for Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast on YouTube. Please subscribe. Please binge watch season 1 and season 2 because we are getting ready to start filming and get season 3 ready for a season premiere out in the fall. But as you can see right here, today's video is going to be centered around looking at Live Trends Design plants. So you'll see that there is a full end cap full of beautiful Live Trends Design plants. This one right here is a new planter. You can see that it's got some woven aesthetic on it, and then you can see that this is a beautiful Epipremnum aureum marble queen pothos. You can even call it a snow queen. High variegation on this plant, and you can see that as far as Live Trends Design, they really push the envelope in terms of modern stylistic aesthetics when it comes to your planters. So if you are somebody that likes modern looking planters, something that's a little bit more minimalistic, has a little bit more style, Live Trends Design hands down has the best planters. And as far as the plants as well, they mix a lot of these planters with easy care plants. So you can see right here, we've got a Dracaena Tornado, and I haven't talked a lot about Dracaenas, but Dracaenas are very easy plants to take care of. Just like the Aglaonema, this is another plant that I feel like is overlooked often. And I think it's because it has a I guess a reputation for being used as more of like an office plant, but there is nothing wrong with adding a Dracaena into your plant collection. I mean, look at how beautiful the shape is. And these are all for $24.98. You can see that we've got the details of the woven planters by Live Trends Design. I love it, and I hope to continue to promote Live Trends Design plants. You'll see that often in a lot of big box stores. It's usually seen at Costa, not Costa Farms, but Costa Farms is often seen at big box stores as well, but you are often able to see Live Trends Design plants at Lowe's and Target. Target has a great assortment of Live Trends Design plants, and I think it's because these big box stores also focus on the more modern aesthetic behind it. You'll see that there are many different varieties. Feel free to leave in the comment section which ones you like, but I love the woven basket planters here. I love the fact that Live Trends Design mixes shape, form, color, texture, minimalistic elements to it alongside with the beautiful foliage. I mean, you can see right here, this is just a pothos plant, a golden pothos. And I say that loosely when I say this is just a pothos plant because I do think that pothos plants are amazing plants. But when you mix it with a modern aesthetic like Live Trends Design, it really elevates the beauty of the plant. And that's something we don't often talk about, is just where do you put the plants in terms of the planter, the space, the negative space, the space around the plant. And I'm not the biggest professional when it comes to just being aware of stylistic approaches to planters. Like, I know what that's supposed to look like for my aesthetic, but there is a difference between plant collecting and plant hoarding. And truth be told, I know that I'm a plant hoarder. Let me know in the comments section if you feel like you just hoard plants, or do you have a very intentional, curated plant collection? I've seen a lot of content creators really delve into the stylistic approach of growing plants. And I think for the well-being, your mindfulness, I think whenever you have a more curated approach to growing plants, that's where you start to really enjoy it. And I'm hoping I can wean away from my plant addiction, but you wave an Aglaonema in front of me, and unfortunately I have such an amazing seller from overseas that gets me these rare plants, Aglaonema, for great prices. So I don't know, self-control, I don't know if that's just something that you eventually just learn, but as far as the Live Trends Design plants, these are amazing, and I'm glad that this particular Lowe's location has gotten a restock. So you'll see right over here, we have the ones now for $16.98, or I said $14.98. They have many different planters right here. I do like the ceramic behind it, and this one right here, yep, $14.98. You have a little baby Aglaonema Silver Bay. Look at the neutral colors on it, and you can even see that it's got a matte texture. Even though it's not a smooth texture, I do love the fact that it's got a stoneware feel. Aglionema Silver Bay, you can see that this is a baby variety, and you can see that this one will eventually grow into a large plant. But as far as a modern aesthetic, this is a really good combination. So we're just going to keep picking up different types of Live Trends design. What I want all of our viewers, our plant foldies, to look at is just the detail in the shape and form, texture and color. You can see that it's got a very beautiful, almost like watercolor brush through for all of these modern lines. I love that it's also using a Sansevieria bird's nest. And, you know, again, it's an easy care plant, but when you put just an easy care common plant in a Live Trends design planter, it just elevates the look of it. It just makes it so stylistic, and it makes you just want to buy the plant. You know, sometimes the presentation and the merchandising of a particular plant will make you want to grab it and buy more plants. Like, I want to buy this Sansevieria bird's nest and this also Sansevieria bird's nest. These are both for $14.98. So let's just continue to pick up some more of these plants. Let me know in the comment section what you think, and I hope, plant foldies, you guys are enjoying this big box store episode today. I know that my consistency for producing big box or plant shopping videos has kind of dwindled slightly. I know that I was doing it daily, and I'm hoping to regain that momentum, but with life getting in the way a little bit, with things happening at my current career, it's just that I have to kind of refocus and re-energize myself. So I do appreciate all of the core plant foldies, the super plant foldies that have actually stayed and tuned into my videos. I really appreciate it when each and every one of you guys will hit the like button, leave comments, share the video, and even team replay or watch my videos again if I'm not able to produce a live premiere video. I really do appreciate that, because I do feel like the watch time and the engagement is measured by the algorithm, and so continuing that helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. And, you know, for those that are interested in supporting and making this YouTube channel a little bit more sustainable in terms of passive income, I would invite you to become a super plant foldie, which is my YouTube membership tier. For the price of a cup of coffee, which is literally just $2.99, you are gaining access to my personal plans, my lifestyle blog, my personal blog, and anything that is outside of just the realm of big box or plant shopping videos. I plan to be a little bit more consistent on that, but for those that have become a super plant foldie, I really appreciate it. And did you know, if you are somebody that just wants to give the gift of kindness, shout out to David and Angelique for always gifting others a super plant foldie membership. You can gift somebody a 1-month membership to become a super plant foldie. You guys have always shown kindness, and to me, it really just helps with the sustainability of this YouTube channel. Now, I do want to show you these hanging ceramic planters by Live Trends. Again, this one is going to be for $16.98, and look at this beautiful velvet texture of this philodendron micans, and I am so tempted to buy this plant. I even love the planter. Typically, I don't like textures or patterns, but I don't know, for some reason, Live Trends design just has the aesthetic I am looking for. I even love the fact that the hanging part of the ceramic planter is twine, and they just mix those different types of textures. Beautiful plant. And when you talk about different types of aesthetics, look at this staghorn fern for $16.98 in a hanging basket Live Trends design planter. I have to ask the plant foldies, do you prefer to buy Live Trends design planters, or do you like Costa Farms plants, Urban Jungle? Please leave that in the comment section below. And I'm just going to walk around and pick up some more of these Live Trends design plants. Again, the hanging baskets are for $16.98. Common trends when you look at Live Trends Design plants and the planters is really the thought process, every single minute detail. I mean, if you look at how the string is attached to this macrame planter, you can see that there is a specific line and pattern that's created. And, you know, when it comes to styling, especially when it comes to modern styling, every little bit of just the texture, the shine, the gloss, the matte, the color, the neutral color, the palette, everything about it is very meticulously looked at, even though it is a very minimalistic planter or aesthetic. And I just love, love, love Live Trends Design. I cannot get over the fact that they have so many different quirky varieties, but they still have such a beautiful aesthetic. I even like the weight of the planter. It's a little bit heavier and it just gives us that look. And then I also like the choice of the plants that they use. They typically use plants that are a little bit more common, a little bit more easy care plants. So if you are somebody that's not necessarily into just growing plants and collecting, and you just want plants to fill up your space, to give a little bit more greenery, to give a little bit more style, Live Trends Design is what you want in your home. And I love the fact that these are only for $24.98. You can see right here, we've got another beautiful Epipremnum aureum, pearls and jade pothos. One of my favorite pothos. I love the variegation of this plant. And you know, pothos plant, every single variety you must add into your plant collection. Even if you are somebody that is a little bit more in tune to more of the rare plants, like the rare philodendrons and variegated monsteras, please add a pothos plant. And, you know, as far as my, you know, big box or plant shopping videos, or even the plant content I create, for those that listen closely, you know that I always like to promote plants that are a little bit more accessible to the general public, because I believe that plants need to be accessible to everybody. The joy of growing plants, having it in our home, should not just be for those that may have just a little bit more budget to spend money. And that's the reason why big box or plant shopping is the way to go sometimes when it comes to just getting access to the plants. And today's video features Live Trends Design planters and urban jungle planters. So when you think about urban jungle plants has more of a fun, funky, almost boho look to its aesthetic. It's a little bit different than the modern contemporary vibe that Live Trends Design, you can even see even in their planters, they use a little bit more texture. They utilize a lot of designs, and they use a lot of terracotta, and mostly it has more of like a modern but also handcrafted feel. These are only for $14, or actually $13.98, which I think is such a good value. Budget friendly, cost effective plants. And that's the reason why I feel like these are great deals, great shopping deals whenever you are going to Lowe's. So as far as plants that are a little bit more budget friendly and you want something a little bit more fun, funky, has a little bit more texture, urban jungle plants are what you want to go to. So you'll notice they've got geometric shapes. They've got hand-painted planters, different types of plants. I mean, you can see right here, we've got a Dracaena lemon surprise right here, another underrated plant, but it's one that's easy. It's one that you can mesh into your home in terms of just styling your plant collection. And I really hope that as we continue to explore different venues of plants, growing plants in our space, let's look at even the aesthetics or the stylistic look of how these plants go. For me, I haven't really been as stylistic in my approach for my plants. I just like the textures and colors. But when you start to really delve into the lines, the shape, the form, the colors, there is a whole world of plant styling. And so that's something I want to talk about a little bit more detail in future videos, specifically for my membership tier, because I feel like most people that digest this, my typical plant content, really just wants to go to a big box store. You'll notice that even some of my recent videos that delve away from that particular niche hasn't been pushed out as much. I don't know if you guys are just not interested in seeing, my plant chores or potting up videos, but as far as the stylistic approach, I think that's going to be more so reserved for the super plant foldy or membership tier. You'll see right here, Calathea makoyana. I love the look of this plant. Calatheas are great. They're pet friendly. And now that I'm a little bit more cognizant about adding pet friendly plants to my plant collection, since I have baby chickens, I am looking for more plants that are pet friendly, but Calatheas are not really friendly in general, in a sense that they're hard to keep alive. They always want to go to plant heaven because they just get crispy on me. $13.95, you can get this beautiful alocasia, and look at the form, texture, and even the hand painted aesthetic of these beautiful planters, again by Urban Jungle. And so let's shout out Urban Jungle. Let's support Urban Jungle by buying their products and also following them on Instagram as well. You know, a lot of my content also centers around promoting all of these nurseries. I always say good vibes only. Let's support and uplift each other. And that's why I always want to give you guys a positive message. And for me, today's positive message when it comes to just our Plantfoldy community is know that you're not alone. Know that we celebrate diversity, and know that your unique character is what makes this world interesting, and that you belong in any space, especially the Plantfoldy community. I love the fact that there are many different types of people that join our channel, but one thing that is common and is always celebrated is the fact that we want to make sure we uplift and stay positive. Make sure that we celebrate the wins for each other and cheer on everybody on a daily basis. You know, life in general is really tough. And for me, whenever I make this type of content where, yes, I know that I'm probably talking about the same common plants, the same common themes, but I look forward to actually joining the live chats when I'm able to, because I look forward to just interacting and seeing how you guys are. You know, it's a wellness check, a health check for us to really congregate and chat in the chat. So I love the fact that I see more Plantfoldies, new Plantfoldies joining the live chat. So if you are for some reason able to join the live chats, know that I typically schedule live premieres and you just have to join the chat at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Anyways, let's just continue to pick up these plants. So you'll see that I'm literally taking a little bit more time to show you these different types of plants. So Urban Jungle has lots of philodendron. Look at this beautiful philodendron right here. The dark foliage is stunning, and let's just keep picking up some plants and admiring the foliage and the stylistic approach of these planters. And while this Lowe's location isn't necessarily packed with a bunch of new plants, I just love the fact that they still merchandise these plants to the point where they're organized, they look healthy, they look beautiful, and it's just inspiring me to want to buy more Urban Jungle plants as well as Life Trends Design. I know I give a lot of love to Costa Farms because they do have so many plants to pick from, but when we start to look at some of the plants that even Urban Jungle offers, like this beautiful planter right here, beautiful planter, but look at this. One of my favorite plants, y'all, I know that it is common, Aglaonema Silver Bay. If you don't have one, I would just really suggest, or at least try to grow an Aglaonema. These are beautiful plants, and you know, it's one that I'll never stop talking about because I love Aglaonema. And you know, for me, especially for the Plantfoldies that have really listened to some of my suggestions, really appreciate that. You know, I have a Plantfoldy that lives out in Trinidad and Tobago, and I just wish, Evelyn, you would be able to get more access to these Aglaonemas. You know, there's just so many people that tune in, and I did want to give a shout out to Leap. You are awesome. Thank you for always tuning into my videos, and also thank you for just team replaying my videos. You cannot understand how much I appreciate you. So I'm trying my best to give some shout outs to some of the plant foldies that I often see in the live chats. And if I missed you, don't worry. Just know that I still appreciate you. I always will appreciate you, and I will always shout you out in the live chats. But there's just so many plant foldies that really deserve a lot of recognition, especially for those that just tune in and watch these videos. I mean, you can see right here, there are some Costa Farms plants that I put out here to see. You can see that we've got a Chameleon ZZ trending tropical plant. I love that as well for $19.98. Beautiful self-watering planter. And so let's look at some of the Costa Farms plants. Today is not really centered around Costa Farms plants, but you can't go to a big box store and not look at it. So you'll see that there's a Chameleon ZZ and then just a ZZ plant in a self-watering planter for $15.98. Budget-friendly plants, Costa Farms has got you. Cost-effective plants, but Costa Farms has you. So let's go ahead and look at this aisle right over here with some more Live Trends design plants, and I'm just going to go talk a little bit more so about them on this side. At this for $12.98. It's literally utilizing bamboo. Look at how beautiful and smooth this natural texture looks, and I love the fact that they're using just a very minimalistic plant, a ZZ Zenzi plant, and they also have lots of other planters like this, but I love the fact that they're using wood as a planter, and that's something that's very unique. That's the reason why, hands down, Live Trends Design is really where it's at when it comes to plant styling and merging nature and inspiring just beauty with just that modern vibe. And I love the shape and form. So you'll see right over here, look at how beautiful this one is. It's got more of a rounder shape form. I love that it's simplistic, and I just love that it's got a natural tone about it. $12.98. We've got a Sansevieria plant, and I love the fact that Live Trends Design uses plants that are easy to care for. So you can only imagine how easy it is to style your space with Live Trends Design plants. So highly recommend shopping for Live Trends Design because of the curated look. Love this. And so we're going to continue to go ahead and pick up some more of the plants. What I would say as I showcase all of these plants is pay attention to the details, the thought process, because there is a lot that's placed into just this product, and I appreciate that because there was a lot of artistry that was placed around it, a lot of thought, and for me that makes a high quality product for a budget friendly, cost effective price. So if you're looking to style your space with really nice looking pieces but still affordable, Live Trends Design is what you need to do in terms of buying houseplants at a big box store. So this one is for $25.98. So this is another hydroponic setup. This is a Clusia plant, and Live Trends Design actually has a base that lights up the container, so you can see that the roots are going to be illuminated. That is such a cool, it's almost like a little miniature lamp. I really love the look of that, and that just makes your space even more trendy and just even more modern. This one is a blooming anthurium, again $25.98. So really cool pieces by Live Trends Design. I hope that they continue to push the envelope and innovate. That's what really makes things a little bit more just unique for Live Trends Design, and it just really separates them from the nurseries that are also producing plants. And I always tell big box stores, the employees that they should actually carry a different type of variety of aesthetic. And I love the fact that Live Trends Design is really leading the forefront when it comes to that. And whenever I talk to like small businesses and give my insights about just like the plant market or even nurseries, I always say this. And for anybody that owns a big, a shop, a local nursery, or are thinking of like producing plants and selling them to the market, offer something that's unique. Offer something that is not on trend yet, and see what happens. Because if you create your own trend, if you create your own identity, people will follow. And whenever you are the one that's actually innovating, that's when people will actually create that trend. And for me, Live Trends Design does that. They have really unique planters. They have great aesthetics. And as far as the plant foldy community, I've even noticed that some people are really just getting into aglaonemas, because we've been talking about aglaonemas for the past year. We've really been celebrating aglaonemas, and that just goes to show the power of social media can be used for the force for good. And that's the same thing with Live Trends Design. I just really feel like we should highlight the artists and the artistry behind the planters. We often talk about what's trending when it comes to the specific plant, but what about the artistry and the form function of these planters? Kudos to Live Trends Design, and I'm just glad that I'm able to create an episode that really highlights the artistry behind it. Let me know in the comment section what you think, whether you agree, disagree, what your comments are for the Live Trends Design. They do have not always simplistic approaches. I mean, you can even see right here, look at the lines of this one. So it just depends on your space and the aesthetic around it. But I mean, look at this beautiful ficus ginseng right over here. It's got a really nice thick trunk, so even the form of the actual plant is really put into consideration whenever Live Trends Design puts these plants in these planters. So it's not just a random shape or form of the plant. There is some thought process put behind it, and I really appreciate that. It's almost like picking modern art pieces whenever you are buying and patronizing all of these beautiful Live Trends Design plants. Let me know in the comment section again what your thoughts are. And if you made it this far into the video, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. I'm really hoping that we can get over 100 likes within a 24-hour span after the premiere, because I've noticed, and I love to just share my observations. Even as a content creator, I'm very transparent about what I need from the viewers, and hopefully you guys will follow suit. But if you get more likes in a video, it does push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. And I want to continue to see our plant foldy community grow. So please make sure you are pressing that thumbs up or like button for this video. And let's go ahead and just keep looking at the different types of shapes and the color palette. $9.98. You can see that these are a bunch of Haworthias. So you can see that it's got more of a neutral tone, and look at that. They even have like little strings around it. So they're actually fusing different shapes, different color palettes, and different materials for these planters, which is definitely different. It's definitely something that only Live Trends Design has really innovated and actually popularized. So you can see that they have a QR code for the plant care tips. This one is the Solar Shine series of planters. So let's keep looking at it, and let me know what you think. the animal lovers or somebody that wants something a little bit quirky but still modern, take a look at these air plants placed on top of some of these animal planters. Beautiful aesthetic again. So if you're looking for something small, minimalistic, but also a living work of art, this is another series that you'd want to get. And then take a look at this, $7.98. You've got different types of frog planters carrying some air plants. So, you know, very easy to care for plant. And if you'll notice, as I pick up these planters, all of the different types of frogs have a different pattern or line for their back. So I like that there are different, and it just has a different movement. So you can see this one right here has more of a diagonal movement for this particular planter. I love the fact that they mix also the shiny glaze as well as a matte finish. So $7.98, you'll get a piece of art as well as a living plant like this air plant right here from Live Trends Design. We're here for $15.98. You'll look at this one right here. So this is an example of a mixed media type planter. So you've got strings, you've got terracotta planters, you've got different types of glaze and texture. So there's a lot going on with the planter, but for some reason it still has a very minimalistic approach. That is what you call art, and that is what I would say is my aesthetic as well. I could totally vibe with Live Trends Design planters. They're using Haworthias for this series right over here. So I almost feel like I'm taking you to an art gallery. You know, when I was in college, I'm a little bit more about me. I actually was an art major. I was a painting major, and my goal was actually in a distant, long universe time ago, whatever you want to say, is I actually wanted to get my master's in fine arts so I could actually be a college professor and teach painting. But, you know, life kind of redirects you. And so the career I have is not necessarily involved with art. But, you know, in terms of when I retire, I would like to go back to art because that is really where my roots are. So whenever I look at these Live Trends Design plants, the planters, I just appreciate the form, the artistry behind it. And in terms of the ceramic planters, I love these 5-inch planters right here. They have different shapes, textures, and forms. I love that it's got a pastel pink, and they're very soft palettes when it comes to Live Trends Design planters. This one right here is again for $16.98. This is a Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil, but you'll notice even the compartments, the different beading work, the different strings that they use. Are using leather for this one. There's just more to it than just putting a plant in a hanging basket, and that's the difference between Live Trends Design and its competitors. Is it is literally a piece of art. And so for anybody that's watching this video today, I hope you'll support and actually consider buying a Live Trends Design planter. The plants are amazing. So these are plants that you would see at a big box store, but if you're looking for a work of art, get a Live Trends Design planter. So we're gonna go ahead and keep picking up these ceramic planters. I do love that this one right over here has the different textures, and can you believe that it's got like a woven basket planter, a metallic finish like a tin planter, and you have a beautiful syndapsis to go just top it off, and you also have just twine as the actual hanging part of the planter. So lots going on, but I still think that it's got an elegant modern vibe to it, very simplistic. And you'll see that there's the colors that they use. So this red is very very powerful. There's a statement behind this plant. So if you're looking for styling, definitely consider this hanging basket right here. And this is only for $16.98. And you'll see right over here, right next to all of the Live Trends design, we do have the 6-inch hanging basket planters by Costa Farms. These are for $16.98. You get a little bit more of the plant versus the planter. I still appreciate it because Costa Farms does have budget-friendly, cost-effective plants. And I did want to just kind of round up this video and just show you some Costa Farms plants. You can see right here for $5.98, beautiful croton plant. You know, the croton plants aren't necessarily everybody's aesthetic, but I love that it has leaves that literally look like they're on fire. This is such a beautiful plant. Unfortunately, this is a plant though that needs a lot of light, so it's a little bit more challenging to grow indoors. Either way, if you're able to provide that lighting condition, that is one plant that I would recommend. And we're just going to spin around and pick up some more of these Costa Farms plants. You know, a lot of the video today has been centered around Live Trends design. I really wanted to put some highlight into it, but we can't go to big box or plant shopping without looking at some Costa Farms plants. So feel free to leave in the comment section what Costa Farms plants you like, what you bought recently, and which ones are your wish list plants from Costa Farms, because you know Costa Farms is always going to produce plants and have them readily available for the general public. So let's take a look at all of these Costa Farms plants. we've got a couple of Hydra Helix available here. That one was the Spear Point Ivy, and I believe this is the Ingrid Liz Hydra Helix. You already know that if I'm going to go to a big box store, I'm going to have to say Hedera Helix in the plant foldy way. Shout out to Kathy in Canada, who continues to count how many times I say. I'll say it one more time. Hydra Helix. Anyways, let me not scare any of the new viewers that are watching this video, because some people may not understand that little plant foldy saying. But let's go ahead and look at some of these Costa Farms plants. So this one right here is an Epipremnum aureum lemon top pothos. It's got like a Manjula pothos shape. It's got a rounder shape, and it's got a more subtle lemon lime look about it. Now, in order to get that variegation, you're going to need it to give a little bit more bright indirect light. Lots of light is what's going to influence the variegation of this particular pothos plant. And for $19.98, you can get this trending tropical Costa Farms plant. So I'm going to continue to just pick up some more of these Costa Farms plants right over here. I have collected a lot of Costa Farms plants because, like I said again, you know, Costa Farms, like this ZZ Chameleon, they make it cost effective. And if you're looking to save money on plants, if you're looking to manage your finances and you still want to have a plant collection, Costa Farms is the way to go. Big box or plant shopping is the way to go. Does that mean I'm saying you should not buy plants at local nurseries and small businesses? Absolutely not. I do think that we always need to support local and small businesses. I would just say diversify where you buy your plants. If you're going to get a good price, definitely buy it. But if you also want to support a small business that might have their prices a little bit higher, I also recommend that, because I do that as well. As often as I go to big box stores, I am always shopping, say at Peta's Planters, for instance. You already know I love talking about Peta's Planters. If you are ever going to go to the Dallas area, go to that plant shop. I would even say that Peta's Planters is the Cultivation Corner headquarters studio, as well as the plant foldy headquarters hangout spot, because so many plant foldies actually meet up at Peta's Planters. Shout out to Angelique again and all of the plant foldies. D, who actually buys live plants from the live selling that Peta's Planters does. And so I'm just going to round out this video by just picking up some more of these plants and showing you what they have to offer at this Lowe's location. Again, I am just happy to take you alongside with me. Let's go plant shopping. Let's celebrate plants, and let's just chat away in the comment section. Again, I recommend you guys leave comments in the comment section. If you'll notice, I do like to respond to every single comment that anybody gives me in the comment section. I do say, if you are going to give constructive feedback, make sure it is constructive feedback and not anything negative, because we don't really tolerate it in this plant community. Like I've always said, if you've ever pressed the dislike button, I always say, I always ask somebody, and I've gotten a couple of people who have unsubscribed when I've called them out, because I do see that. If you are not liking somebody's content, rather than to silently press the dislike button, I always ask, what was the intent of putting a dislike? Because whenever you hit dislike, it always has like a negative connotation. Just give the content creator constructive feedback, or better yet, just don't engage in the content. So if you are somebody that has pressed the dislike button for anybody's content, whether it's me or not, I always like to bring up this conversation and really have people reassess and reevaluate their actions when it comes to social media. There's no need to press the dislike button. For me, if I'm not really kosher about the content, I just don't engage with it. Or if I want to see somebody improve their content or their brand, give them constructive feedback. That is it. I think that the world has to do better whenever you are expressing kindness, but even more so whenever we're giving feedback to improve performance or improve somebody's content. So that's really another thing that I wanted everybody to kind of reevaluate. Now, if you press the dislike button, I'm not hating on you. I basically just want you to really think about those actions, because those silent actions speak louder. And it's one of those things where you want to make sure that your intent is to see somebody succeed and seeing them get better at their craft, because I know that I'm trying to get better at my content. I'm trying to get better at just how I present some of these plants. And in general, I'm just trying to get better at getting people to be more aware about how their social media presence is, because I think a lot of times people will hide behind a screen name and not necessarily realize that even if you leave comments for a content creator, it could impact somebody. For me, it's not really the case, because now I find it just kind of hilarious whenever anybody does want to roast me in the comments section. I always tell people, you know what, at least I live rent free in somebody's mind, because then I become relevant. Because if they had that much energy to place a negative comment or to even think ill of me, then that's awesome. Then I get to live in somebody's mind rent free. And that's the way of kind of refrain some of that negativity that I've received in the past. Will I say that that's happened in most recent times? No, because everybody has just been really kind and really supportive. And I also have my plant foldy knights that come out there in the comment section and just kind of shoosh away anybody that's negative. But anyways, let me get off of that rant. You already know I have to talk about that kind of stuff, because as I get more involved in my social media presence, I just want to make sure that we open those types of dialogues, because then maybe somebody didn't really think that, those kinds of actions don't impact people. There are some content creators that have been discouraged that I've talked to. And so I want to make sure that those content creators that have been discouraged on making content know that we are working to make YouTube and just any social media a safe and positive place to express ourselves. Just like these plants right here. I mean, look at it. You cannot go to a big box store and not see all of these Costa Farms plants. So this is a whole shelf table presentation of Costa Farms plants. I know that we've looked at a lot of live trends design. And again, anybody that's going to a big box store, I really hope that you guys will consider getting Live Trends Design plants, because they are works of art. And the artistry around Costa Farms plants is they just mass produce them and make them readily available to the general public, which I think is a good thing, because then these are plants that can bring more people joy because they have access to it. I mean, this Ficus lyrata right over here, $15.98, beautiful plant in a self-watering planter. Love the texture of this planter as well. So if you want something economical, something that is not going to break your wallet, cause a hole in your wallet, buy a Costa Farms plant. And even the plants that they actually present are really cost effective. I mean, take a look at this. Look at this Aglaonema Golden Bay, one of my favorites, $29.98 by Costa Farms. Again, I have about 3 of these already. I could add a 4th one, and this one has several plants in there. Aglaonema Golden Bay, look at the white stems. Look at how beautiful the leaves are. If you leaf shine it, it's even gorgeous. Very, very easy plant. It's one of those plants that you can give a little bit more neglect, and it's not going to throw a temper tantrum, more or less not even want to try to go to plant heaven very quickly. And then this is the classic Aglaonema Silver Bay. I will always talk about Aglaonema. I will repeat myself multiple times to see if anybody will get influenced to buy Aglaonema. Calathea dotty right over here. It's a beautiful plant, but it's another heartbreaker for me. I just can't grow it in my plant collection. This one is for $15.98. So plant foldies for today's shopping video, for today's big box store plant shopping video. I don't necessarily have a plant haul. I do just want to recap some of the Live Trends Design planters that I showed you. Notice that whenever you look at Live Trends Design, pay attention to the textures. Pay attention to the form and function and also the color palette of it. You will be surprised about how much thought process was put into that planter and even the plant. And to me, that just elevates the Live Trends Design plants. But if you're also looking for plants in general, just go big box or plant shopping. Enjoy yourself. Treat yourself. You only live once. And I always say self-care is the best care. Self-love is the best love, because in order for you to give love to somebody, you really have to be in love with yourself and really be confident in yourself. And I think that that's something that I want to leave on today's video is just making sure that we're taking care of ourselves. We are enjoying life, and we're also celebrating plants and giving that kindness to each other. So I ask all the plant foldies that are watching today's video, please leave a comment of kindness for somebody. Leave a dedication for somebody that might need to just have an extra boost in their day-to-day life. I'm sure that several plant foldies would appreciate that. And as always, if you haven't already considered joining my my YouTube membership tier, definitely join it. It's only for the price of a cup of coffee. That's my new trend whenever I'm pitching out that. And it does make this YouTube channel a little bit more sustainable. If anything, it gives me a little bit more passive income to support some of my plant endeavors, and also to support my little baby chickens, Catriona and Charlotte. So as I do a final quick spin around to show you some of these Live Trends design plants, let me know in the comments section what your favorites are, which ones you would pick up and buy in your plant collection, what you like about Live Trends design, and like what was your take back on today's big box store plant shopping video. Because in terms of this Lowe's location in Prosper, Texas, definitely great merchandising. So again, if you haven't already considered being a super plant foldie, definitely check that out. And as always, my name is Richie at Grow Folds. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Press the notification bell on. And if you see the videos that are popping up on the screen, go ahead and watch the next video queued up. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.